Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. I'm your host, Leah Masten, for Top Industry Professionals, TIP International Radio Podcast, where we showcase prestigious top professionals from all industries all over the globe to share their experience and stories of success. My amazing co-host is here with me, and we're so honored to have her as a host of the show. Originally from Namibia, she was crowned Miss Universe in 1992. Please welcome Michelle McLean.
Hey, Leah. Hi, everybody. Gosh, we have an amazing guest today. I mean, this show is so inspirational on so many levels, but today we have a world-renowned artist, poet, and performer. She has 30 years experience as a contemporary artist, and her work has been showcased all over the globe at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, San Miguel de Allende in Mexico, Toya Maya Museum in Japan, has exhibited at the Vanderbilt Museum, the New Atrium Museum of the Louvre, and has exhibited with Jerry Garcia and David Bowie, just to name a few. I mean, you're just incredible. What a powerhouse. You are also the international award-winning artist and named Artist of the Decade by IAOTP. Everybody, please welcome Dr. Shelley Joy. Shelley, it's awesome to have you here with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. This is really special, a wonderful honor. And I'm very happy to be speaking to you from my studio art place in Manhattan in New York City. And it was a very interesting thing trying to keep up through COVID and all that. But here we are all together, internationally tied in this triangle. And I'm very happy to be here doing this interview.
Well, we are so excited to have you, and we want to hear everything about your journey. You have such an incredible story, from acting to painting, poetry, comedy. You've done it all. So tell us, what got you into the art world?
The art world, when I was younger, I was interested in painting. So I managed to get a paint box, and I got a few, paint lessons. And then as I got older, I got a couple gallery shows. But then I was somehow I got into Radcliffe dance. This dance person discovered me. So she let me do these dance classes at Radcliffe. And then I did a theater piece in Radcliffe, but I was in high school. And then somehow I just wanted to come to New York to act. So I came to New York to act, and I did some theater here. And then I got involved with stand-up comedy, which I really liked. And I was in the same group at Catch a Rising Star as Paul Reiser and Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Maher. Bill Maher was supportive of me at the time. And this whole cast and crew that zoomed off into comedy land in terms of going into sitcoms in their own direction. And then I thought, well, maybe I need to produce, because I wanted a larger acting role, and I wasn't sure how the stand-up at the time was going to translate into, acting. So somehow my manager put a film script in my hands. I went, wow, this is the first time I get a real, major Hollywood film script in my hands. So I went running out looking for money people. And so I got involved in that, and I started doing that for a few years, spinning my brain. And then afterwards, it just became why not be my own writer director of a painting? It was my first love, and I just wanted to go back. And so I cried when I gave up, comedy, basically, because it's like a muscle. You keep laughing, and then everybody went off into their own, TV shows and everything. But I stayed true to painting, because once you make a commitment to painting, you really have to stay there. You can't dabble. You can enjoy it as a pleasure, as a hobby. But if you're really sincerely interested in painting, you have to put 10 hours a day, or at least 10 years really into it, and learn about color, and learn about lighting, and learn about, the model and nature and outdoor painting. And, it's just never ending, and learning about other artists and yourself, your own inner voice. What is it that you want to say, and once you learn some of the academic drawing, do you want to be abstract? Do you want to stay in academic art? Where do you want to go with this? And now young people are learning stuff digitally. So, that's a whole other genre of, art dimension. But I'm more old school in terms of, I believe in painting, and you need to learn technology, but painting hand and brush is really the real deal.
Well, Shelley, I'm so excited to meet you for many, many reasons, because you're very inspirational. But I've also not really had a clear understanding of art my whole life. But recently I went to the immersive experience of Van Gogh. And I just tell you, I get goosebumps because it really brings perspective into what it takes for an artist to live the life the way that they do. And I have whole new level of respect. So I would love to see you have an immersive experience somewhere for us to see one day.
Yeah.
Your production and your art and painting all in one. But tell me, on that topic, you've had such an amazing journey, but what are you working on right now? What is your most, most enjoyable project right now?
Well, due to COVID, I was like trapped. Where I wasn't able to get to my art supplies. For 3 weeks, I wasn't able to get art supplies or the right brush to sign my name on a painting that was purchased, and shipping was difficult. And it took I had to get, I don't know, some supplies through Canada or something. And, I was used to doing like 10 hours a day. So this place is like smaller for me to like work. So I had to learn how to work on the floor. So I learned a new technique, which was this like pouring and drip painting. And yeah, and then I had fellow artists that I like Zoomed with. So we were correcting each other's paintings through Zoom. So I did have a little bit of community, but it was like being locked up. And then for beauty, I would go to Central Park to remember what plein air painting is like, looking at the trees and the lighting. And it's funny you mentioned Van Gogh, because when I was 15, he was like my hero, and I started to paint like him. And then I got scared that I was painting like him, because I thought, oh, people are just copying Van Gogh. But I had that like urge to paint thick and fast and impressionistic. And some people said they thought that was possibly because he was losing his eyesight, so he was painting thicker. But I think it was more back in the day of early Impressionism, laying down the paint, or you only had so many colors, so you went thicker, or, that was just his inner emotion. But I had that emotion when I was 15, and then I started flattening down because people would say, oh, you're trying to be like Van Gogh. But I really understood his sensibilities and the way he did the Starry Night and the sun and everything, and it was probably very hard back then. Don't forget, there was no electricity. They had lights, candles, or they even had on his hat candles. And don't forget, when people go outside in the wintertime, they're freezing outdoors. Nobody sees that this artist is freezing or it could rain or it could snow, and they're bringing the piece back in and sketching it in the studio. And so before COVID, I was trying to organize some dancers to like do a combined like dance with my paintings. And even back then it was still complicated about passports and things. And so, and then COVID came, and I was like tearing up some paintings. I have a piece over there as a collage, because I was like, I need more of my supplies. They were locked up in another studio. So yeah. But I'm very excited. I didn't personally get to see that Van Gogh exhibit, which is totally immersive and really utilizing technology and an audience participation and the excitement of really bringing generations of paint up to today. I think it's probably one of the most innovative, sexy in a way, to me, art's sexy in terms of paint and excitement of, 3D experience and integrating everybody involved, so that's a great thing of technology. And technology is going really wild with different backdrops with music sets. It's a whole other artistry. But again, to me, if you're really to be a painter, you have to go back to learning how the paint moves in colors and light, and just do it. Is everything in life is just do it and keep doing it, failing, ripping the painting off, taking the paint off, bringing the paint back on, like that. It's like almost like a subconscious mind. It's like a relationship. You might have an argument, so you you're like, fight with this and then like smooth it out. We got to go forward. This is great. Okay, this is the final picture. We're feeling good. Let's have some champagne.
I love that analogy. That's great, because it really does make me understand art and painting a little bit better. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Shelley, I'm so curious. We see so many paintings of yours behind you. How many paintings are you working on at any one time?
Well, usually I work on 2 or 3. Sometimes, a couple times when I've gotten stuck, it's 1 for 3 months. But sometimes I have 4 going. It depends on my space, the amount of supplies, and my time allotment of what I'm able to, like if it's winter, the lugging and the schlepping of the, paint and transportation. You have to be a very good schlepper.
Yeah.
And during COVID, the hardship of schlepping, I started to like miss, because it had a rhythm and a purpose.
Yeah.
It's like bringing your dance slippers, your leotard, you have to get your hair, you have to run to the dance bar, ballet bar, you have to be there on time, and, you're dealing with wind or too much heat, whatever it is, it's like modeling. You have to show up and be there like nothing happened.
That's incredible.
Like it's all well.
Well, Shelley, throughout your illustrious career, let's talk about your career for a minute. You've won numerous awards, honors, and featured in magazines and newspapers worldwide. You appeared on the famous billboard in Times Square. You graced the front cover of Tip magazine, featured in marquee Millennium magazine, featured in America's Leading Ladies as one of the best international artists and painters. You were honored at IAOTP's annual awards gala in Las Vegas as Top Artist of the Year, received the Empowered Woman Award. This year, receiving Artist of the Decade, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and being inducted into IAOTP's Hall of Fame, just to name a few. Congratulations, it's amazing. What would you say has been the highlight of your career, or the most memorable experience that you've had to date?
The painting I haven't painted yet. No, I really can't say, because everything runs into, it's like, can you say, if you had 2 kids, could you say which kid you like better? I mean, I really can't, like, it was all good. It's all grist to the mill, and it all serves its purpose, for spiritual growth, and, to believe in God and find your purpose, and help people, and then focus. So any of these honors and these things and endeavors is all like a joy, even if you have to travail at times. And when you're with groups of people, it's sad, because you get a community and then someone's parent dies or whatever it is, you feel for that. And there's just so much happening simultaneously with good things and bad. So excuse me, I can't really say,
but I just think that with all your accomplishments, and I love your analogies about life, because it just is so expressive. But now, is there you're obviously so busy with dance production, painting is now your prime sort of energy, where you're putting all your energy. But do you have any other hobbies? Not that you should, but do you cook? Do you garden? Do you?
Oh, wow. Well, dance production isn't like my main focus. It was a few years ago. I was trying to do some things, and that might become a hobby now, because some people ask me about something, but I don't know if I can put in the discipline to show up. But I really enjoy my friends' music, going out and listening to music, because music is an important part of my life. I don't garden. That sounds like fun. Maybe in 20 years I will.
No, I ask you because I don't have a green finger at all. Even my cacti die, and you don't even need to water
God.
them. So.
That's the easiest one. Well, they've invented new soil now. I mean, not soil, where you have pebbles. And the pebbles are in the vase, and there's some kind of, I think, charcoal. And you can put plants in without soil. So you won't even need a green thumb.
Great. Well, thank you once again. You gave me some fantastic information.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas, Michelle.
And I'll be in New York as well. So are we going to see you there, Shelley?
Yes, I'm going to be at the celebration, which I am so excited to meet you both and meet everybody at the Plaza Hotel ballroom, which was amazing that Stephanie could come up with. First, it was over here. Then it was in New Jersey, and then I told people I didn't think the New Jersey thing was as classy. So I told people the day before, I'm doing it at the Plaza. The next day, she decided, she changed her mind. I think my spiritual thing just went to her head, and she just went, "We're back at the Plaza." So yes.
Yeah, COVID has definitely put a spanner in the works for so many events, and
God.
you've obviously seen it in your industry. What do you think has positively? Now, I mean, Stephanie's obviously had a lot to do with rearranging the gala event, but she managed it. So, what do you think has been positive about this COVID pandemic for you and for our communities?
I think it brought out humanity better because, not better, it brought out they saw workers, everyday workers. When I was walking through the park, I would meet construction workers. Men came up to me, they were very emotional and very expressive. So I saw a very emotional side. I learned things about aerodynamics. They were just sharing so much information, and a construction worker that was like key at the Carlisle Hotel, and medicine people about dealing with heart attacks. And then just, we were looking at nurses as very important people. We were looking at our life, our value of our life. What did we believe? What did we care about? Everything wasn't, all celebrities. It was like we were ripped naked to our core of how not to be afraid, how to appreciate everybody. And then, you were even happy to see some of the people you didn't like as much. It was just, it was like, you're human. We came out of our thing, but it was a simultaneous experience. Country to country had to deal with their own lockdown. And so this was about life and death. And to me, it was about, where are you with God and how are you doing? And lend a hand when you can. It was sort of tumultuous for the restaurant business, watching people do carpentry overnight and secure the wins and show up, and transportation, and people arguing whether to vaccinate or not vaccinate. But globally, we experienced being shut in and having things taken away from us that we valued. And for other people, it was maybe a staycation was great because they could focus on writing a book, or focus on making an album, or producing something, or learning how to cook, or learning how to bake, or learning how to argue, what to do, in a, and then others were having it easier. They had sunshine and could wear a bikini and go out, and but still there was this gnawing thing in the back that there is this element of our life isn't as we know it, and let's be a little nicer if we can.
Yeah. Shelley, in this whole new, world of COVID, what would be some advice you would give to artists starting out in the field right here, right now?
Right here, right now, I would try to say, try for real, if you really want to make the commitment, try to make a commitment. There is benefits where people raise money. It's always been difficult to get the art supplies and believe in what you're doing, but just keep going. Keep going. I would say take art study under some kind of tutor, which I'm not tutor, but a real teacher or a master teacher. I would say learn the computer. There's courses online. But I would say get studio experience. In universities now are having better art programs than they were before. There's more recognition that art is important. It's valuable in life, even though people think it's a luxury. It's something very valuable. It enhances your life, the beauty in your house. And don't give up. Don't get scared, even though you're going to get scared. It's going to be difficult before and after COVID. So on one level, it almost doesn't matter because there will be some kind of resources. There is a will if there's a way, and there is a way. So I would say just study, get training, put in the time.
Well, Shelley, it's been so inspirational chatting to you. So how do people get hold of you? I believe you have a website, www.IAOLP.com/Shelley Joy. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think that's really going to get to me so much. I would say it's better to email me at Shelley Joy, and I'll spell the name SHELLEY Joy 12 at iCloud.com, or you can email me at shelleyjoy12 at gmail.com. And you can look at I keep it small on purpose, but you can look at my Instagram, which is Shelley Joy Artist, where you can scroll and see the paintings that I already have done. And just Google me, just Google Shelley Joy and you'll see me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's so inspirational chatting to you. Can't wait to see you soon in New York.
I can't wait to see you both. It will be so exciting.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Shelley.
Bye-bye. Thank you for the honor and the honor of being interviewed by you both.
And you.